What's going on, everyone? It's Cam here, Senior National Training Manager at Diode LED, and this is our next reel-to-reel on the low pro multi-panel junction box. And so reel-to-reels, every month, 15 minutes, we're gonna bring you single product families or single products, really trying to bring reels of tape light to real life. And so today, I'm really excited about this new product category that we're getting into. We're gonna start out with the high-level specifications, then we're gonna take a look at it close up and talk about some of the drivers and controllers that are compatible with it. And then we have a little surprise here at the end. Thank you for joining. Let's get into it. All right. So in the end run, the idea of this category is that we want to take a lot of the burden of centralized control panels off of your installations. So the goal here is that we can take a look at your entire project, get a count on all of the drivers, the controllers that you need, the run lengths, and then we can actually build out these panels that are all wired beautifully, that you can easily bring in 120-volt for, and then you can put these either recessed or surface mounted between standard studs, 16 inches on center. So here's just a little look at what it fully baked in. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things I want you to remember about these centralized junction boxes, and then get into the real high-level specifications. Okay, so in the end run, these are engineered precision solutions. Okay, so this is really a design-oriented system design. So we're taking a look at everything and being able to then build this out into these centralized panels for you. Okay, obviously the goal is to simplify these complex lighting systems. Okay, fully built, ready to install, UL listed, that we can ship out, and it's all plug and play. Okay, and also these are assembled and engineered here in Reno, Nevada. So we're not only giving you that design service, we're building these out fully from scratch here in Reno, Nevada. Okay, and then the goal, right, is that we want to be able to help you securely house the drivers, the controllers, and all of the components needed for a larger centralized control system. Okay, so this is not as much for remodel where you're needing to house the driver underneath under cabinet, in a cabinet, maybe under the sink where you're mounting it to the wood. This is where you have a closet, an area that you can build out a massive centralized system, and we can design that for you by taking a look at your project needs and then including the drivers that you need. Either that's a constant voltage driver or a dimmable driver like the OmniDrive X, and any type of DMX decoders and additional components. Okay, I want to talk about a little video here that we created. You can find this on YouTube. Again, going over some of the things I've already talked about here, simplifying those complex systems. Okay, so you can see here, you can do up to about 4 drivers per actual system. Okay, as well as decoders. Now, obviously, every single controller will be powered by a constant voltage driver. You can see that you can mix and match these as well. So you could have a driver controller combo, but also utilizing an OmniDrive X, or you can just do traditional OmniDrive X's or OmniDrives all the way through. Okay. Okay, the specifications, let's get into these really quick. So you can see here, just wanted to give you both looks. You have the one on the left, this is just our OmniDrive X drivers, and then the one on the right here is just a little bit of a mix and match. So you can see down here we have our 4-channel decoder. Oops, all right. 4-channel decoders with our VLM. You have a larger 96-watt OmniDrive X. Then you also have a standalone VLM as well as a DMX decoder and driver combination. Okay, now here are some of the main specs I want you to remember. You can obviously link these panels together for larger capacity. You're just going to be using a conduit nipple to be able to actually stack these on top of each other. You can get these in surface mount or recess. We'll talk about the differences in the mounting here in just a little bit. We do have to be able to keep this UL listed. We cannot sell the panel without actually putting the drivers inside of the panel. And there's a reason for this. So one, as you can see, there's a lot of space in these panels, but UL will only allow us to have up to 4 drivers. If we sell this panel separately, there's 2 issues with that. Not only could you put more than 4 drivers in there, which would no longer make it UL listed, also the panels are only UL listed to specific drivers that we manufacture ourselves. And I'll go through that list here in just a little bit. You can see here you have obviously the knockouts, 1/2 inch or 3/4 inches, and then you have the cover. You're going to get a cover either in a surface mounted cover or a recessed cover. We'll talk about the difference here in just a little bit. They are paintable. We strongly suggest some type of spray paint. We don't want to use house paint that is thick. You really want to make sure that you spray paint this separate away from the panel, and so that the paint does not actually build up inside of those holes. That is the biggest issue with painting this, is you want to make sure that the holes are free so that you have good heat sinking and that airflow can get through those holes. Okay, also, if you're doing 12 volt, you can go up to 4 60-watt drivers. If you're doing 24 volt, you can go up to 4 96-watt drivers to keep this class 2. Okay, it's IP20. You cannot put this outside. It is IC rated. NEMA 1 enclosure. It's assembled in USA, and it has a 5-year warranty. Okay, dimensions. Okay, so before we get into that really quick, I just want to talk about the actual drivers and decoders that are allowed within this panel. So you can mix and match up to 4 drivers or driver controller combos. Okay, we will automatically, if you're going to be using a decoder, we're going to automatically power that with the VLM here. Okay, so these are the 4 drivers that you're allowed to use. So the entire OmniDrive family, so OmniDrive X, OmniDrive, and OmniDrive Basics, as well as our constant voltage VLM. Okay, and then here are the controllers. We do have that DMX driver and decoder combination that you can use, a 4-channel decoder, Dolly 2, or our new 5-channel decoder, but just keep in mind you can only go up to a max 3 instead of 4 if you're using the 5-channel decoder. Here are the dimensions. So surface mounted panel, okay, it's going to be the same exact actual panel. The difference is the cover dimensions. So as you can see here, right, you're looking at like the height is 2.82 inches. You have the length is 18.62 inches. And then you have the width is 14 inches so that you can easily fit that between standard studs. And then the cover dimension is, again, very similar. It's the exact same size as the panel for the surface mount. The only difference is the recessed panel. The actual cover dimensions are just increased by 1 inch on each side to be able to make sure that you can cover over that, and it makes nice aesthetically pleasing. It will look good. Okay, and in the mechanical drawing, just wanted to show you. You can see here, this is going to be where your 120 volt is. Okay, we have these little strap-ons here to be able to house any type of the drivers I mentioned or the decoders. And then also you have on these more metal raceways, you have the different types of connectors that you guys can utilize. You can pop these on and pop them back on. Pop them off and on. But this will come fully assembled for you, so there really should be no reason to mess with this. It should be all plug and play when you get it in the field. Okay, before we get into training opportunities, I want to showcase on the top down here. So you can take a look here, right? So this is utilizing just the 4 VLMs without decoders. I'll show you a more robust one here in just a little bit. This is what the panel looks like. As you can see here, this is what I meant by the holes. So you will want to take this separately, bring it over, obviously use some painter's tape to make sure you're not spray painting other stuff, and then you're going to want to spray paint this. You want to utilize some type of paint that is either plastic bonding or metallic bonding, so like aluminum bonding, and you want to not have any type of thicker paint that is going to build up into these small holes and then dry and cover them so that there's no airflow. Okay, this, as you can see here, it easily just snaps on. Boom, you'll pop it down. Okay, this is for your 120 volt. Right here, okay? And then you have these mounts that you can mount in different accesses, so you don't have to actually have it mounted here. You could pop this over here, little screws, easy screw down, and then these actually do pop off if you want to, one at a time. You really shouldn't need to do that, but you can mount these in different areas as well. So we can help you configure this depending on the solution that you need. And then you also have, as you can see, knockouts, 1/2 inch to 3/4 inches. Okay, on the top, 2 of them here, 3rd one here for the 120 volt, as well as the same configuration down at the bottom. Okay, 120 volt knockout here. And then also you can see right here, you can mount this in different ways. You don't have to mount this between 2x4s, the studs. You actually can surface mount this onto like a wood plank, the back side of a door. There are multiple different ways to mount this besides having to fit this between 2x4s. Okay. So I wanted to show this live demo here. This is our recessed version that's in between two studs. You obviously could do this as surface mount, or like I said earlier, you have these knockouts here that you could drill straight through on the backside of a pantry door or a closet door in the sheetrock. Obviously, you don't have to mount this in between the two studs. So we also wanted to show two different looks here. So you obviously have the 120 volt here. And then we have the OmniDrive X 96 watt that is then plugged into a normal standard dimmer that is utilizing our warm dim product here. And so you can see, right, you can dim it down, it warms as it dims, you can turn it on and off. Okay, but we're also showcasing a more dynamic version with the decoder and BLM combination. Okay, so the goal, right, is every time you want to utilize some type of controller, we're going to automatically ship it and install it with the BLM underneath it, just like this. And you can see here, this has that DMX wall mount controller that you can then change different looks, different dynamic scenes. And the goal for this, right, is to be able to ship this completely as a configured solution, easy peasy. You grab it, install it, plug and play. Let's go through just really quickly, making sure that you guys understand. We do have now that new training section on the Diode LED website. Okay, you can look at different opportunities for factory training, field training, virtual training. Okay, we also have a new Diode LED YouTube page. It's no longer Elemental LED, so we have all of our past reel-to-reel recordings. We have our Light Lab series, that's more hands-on assembly installation. We have the Why It Matters series, talking about why CRI matters, why IP ratings matter, why voltage drop, which is coming here soon. Okay, this is just an example of one of our Light Lab series and how we do these really long, in-depth, hands-on assembly for things like linear flex, neon blaze, streamlining terminal blocks, fully loaded channels. Okay, virtual trainings. If you have not, if you have someone that wants to register for Reel-to-Reel, here's the QR codes. We also do quarterly virtual specifier trainings. These are more like 45-minute long types of trainings. Okay, all the Reel-to-Reel series is now uploaded on YouTube, so this will be uploaded in the next 2 weeks, so please check those out if you're ever interested in learning about grazing techniques, the linear flex family, the light guide panels. Take a look at those, still trying to keep them only around 15 minutes. And then field training, we can come to you, do classroom-style field trainings, do top golf trainings all around the country. And then factory training. We'd love to have you up here in Reno, Nevada. We do single day, 2 days, standard trainings, intermediate trainings, advanced trainings. We take you on the tour. You get to see all the really unique machines that we're designing and engineering from scratch. Do a lot of hands-on training as well. Okay, engineering lab. Okay, with that, I really appreciate, I know this was more of a shorter one. Appreciate you guys joining today. Our next Reel-to-Reel will be in 3 to 4 weeks around there. I'm really excited. We have some new products coming that we're going to be doing the Reel-to-Reels on. With that, I'm Cam, Senior National Training Manager with Diode LED, and I'll see you on the next one.